device. Neither Motorola nor your wireless carrier shall have any duty to provide warranty or customer support whatsoever. I want you to rewind back to a time when we did not live in clown world. Imagine 2002. You buy a $3,000 Dell or IBM or Gateway or Packard Bell or compact computer, and after you buy it, it comes with Windows XP. Ew, especially Service Pack 1. You don't want to get an STD, so you delete Windows XP Service Pack 1 and you install Debian or Slackware or something like that, or maybe Gentoo or Arch. Again, I did say we were going to avoid clown worlds here, but some operating systems maybe should void your warranty. But all humor aside, imagine that you install Linux on that Dell and the power supply dies. Can you imagine them telling you, I'm sorry, your GPU frying, your power supply going on fire is not covered under warranty because you decided to install an operating system of your choice? To be clear, if Dell or IBM do not want to provide tech support and you're trying to figure out how to use NDIS wrapper to make your Wi-Fi drivers work before Ubuntu came along, or to get IDE SCSI emulation to work so that you could burn a CD in 2002, fine. But for them to say that when a chip breaks inside that computer, when a power supply dies, when a hard drive dies, we are going to void that warranty because you decided to install an operating system of your choice, that is complete and utter bullshit. But let's move on, because that's actually not the most egregious part of this contract. Once you get the unlock code, you are on your own. Motorola has no way of knowing what you do with the device once it's unlocked, and therefore once you get the unlock code, you agree that Motorola is not liable for any damages. So they say once you get the unlock code, you're on your own, which assumes that they've exited the transaction, right? They're not providing you a warranty, and they're saying you're on your own. Look at number 4. They want to take away your warranty and say you're on your own, but simultaneously keep you on a fucking leash because the people that run this company are steaming pieces of shit. Number 4, devices that have been unlocked are for your personal use only. Once you unlock the device, you may not sell it or otherwise transfer the device. Let me repeat that. Once you unlock the device, you may not sell or otherwise transfer the device. So what you're saying is that because I have installed an operating system of my choice on a phone that I fucking paid full price for through a legitimate vendor that was listed on your goddamn website, I can't put this on Craigslist or I'm committing a crime. I dare you to find a single fucking jury in the United States of America that will find me guilty of selling a phone that I paid for on eBay that works. Are you serious? Can you imagine? You have purchased a computer with Windows XP, you have erased it, and you have now resold it. Again, not with Arch, not with Gentoo, but with a sane distribution, maybe Slackware or Debian. And you decide that you want to sell that computer. Should you be arrested? Should you be fined? Should you be taken to court? Should there be a legal consequence for you selling your own property simply because you've installed an operating system, particularly an open source operating system? We're not talking about piracy here. When you install Graphene OS or Calyx OS or Lineage or any of this shit, we're not talking about people that are pirating software. We're not talking about video games that have been cracked. We are talking about open source projects, open source operating systems, using a lot of the same software that you fucks are using, and installing that on a device of our choice, then entering a voluntary transaction with somebody else that wishes to purchase that. You're seriously going to try and get in the middle of that and say that that's fucking illegal? Are you out of your mind? But wait, it gets better, it gets better, it gets better. This company gets to be an even bigger piece of shit. OEM unlock option grayed out. Hi, I need to unlock the bootloader. I got the unlock code from the Motorola website, but the OEM unlocking option is grayed out and can't be turned on. It also says connect to the internet or contact your carrier. I'm definitely connected to the internet. Please resolve. I bought the device for development and with a locked bootloader it is useless to me. The official response from a senior Moto agent, which means this person either works for them and is paid by them, or is somebody who is paid by Motorola or Lenovo, because this is forums.lenovo.com, has chosen that this person is somebody that is responding on behalf of Lenovo. It says, thanks for reaching out. Sorry to hear that you're having problems with the OEM unlock option. This option is grayed out on phones that have been recently purchased. To enable this option, the device requires an internet connection, either Wi-Fi or mobile data, for a week. Not just connected to the internet. Fine. For a week. That means, imagine this. You buy a Dell computer. It comes with Windows XP Service Pack 1. You intended to use this with Slackware Linux or Debian Linux. And you are not allowed until a timer has passed to install that operating system of your choice on your computer. You have to sit there and twiddle your dick, thinking back and forth between whether or not you want to get an STD using Windows XP Service Pack 1 in 2002 or wait a week to install the operating system you actually want to use. This is a pixel. Google is a garbage company. They make a lot of garbage products and they treat their consumers like shit. The second I buy this from an authorized retailer unlocked, the moment it arrives, I can unlock it. I don't have to sign away my right to sell the product that I own. And above all, I don't have to wait a week. What is the point of making somebody wait a week after they have purchased a product to install an operating system of your choice? You seriously have the balls to try and tell me that it is illegal to sell a device that I own. And after that, after signing away my dignity, that I'm supposed to wait a week. I'm sorry, you want to fuck my wife while I'm at it? Seriously, how much do you want to humiliate me for being stupid enough to have spent money on your products without reading the fine print? Because admittedly, I'm the idiot. This is on your website. You've made all the information available for anybody who has the ability to read, who is more literate than I, which is not saying much. And I was stupid enough to buy it anyway. But I'm not stupid enough to keep it. And I hope my viewers aren't dying. At what point will we stop taking corporate dick down our throats and allowing this type of encroachment on freedom? First, it started with one company deciding, you don't get to, okay, fine, we're going to glue the back on, you can't replace the batteries. Then, you're not allowed to install applications outside of our store. You just can't do that. You can't install an operating system of your choice in your device. And then the competitors decided, you know what, we're all going to do the same thing. You can't install an operating system of your choice. And if you want to, it voids the warranty. And if you do that and you sell the device, it's a crime. And by the way, after you agree to all that bullshit, you have to wait a week just because we want to act like the cable guy in South Park. Oh, you don't like our packages. Well, I guess you can go to the other cable. Oh, there is no other cable. At the point that they do this, on top of everything else, somebody who works at Lenovo, there is an executive there that is literally rubbing their tits back and forth, pretending they are the South Park guy. Do you know why this kills me? Because I was an evangelist for this company for 10 fucking years. When you go to my website, an Apple product repair website that used to exclusively be Apple products, and then used to do data recovery and everything else back in the day. What does it say? 10 years old blog post. Tired of coming here? Buy a more durable machine. Why do we have Lenovo computers as shipping stations, cash registers? Why does the owner of a ThinkPad T520? I'm a function over form kind of guy, and I like things that last. I'm evangelizing Lenovo's brand and the ThinkPad. Over here, this is a 40-minute video evangelizing all the positive features of the ThinkPad P50. Over here, I'm comparing and contrasting how Lenovo deals with customer service versus Apple, demonstrating that I could literally pour a bottle of water on this computer that they advertise as being liquid resistant, and if it has a problem, because they advertise it as being somewhat liquid resistant with the keyboard, they actually fixed it for me within warranty. Over here, I'm going over why I think that they're quite portable devices, even though people say that they're heavy. I'm going over the ergonomics of it. Over here, I'm comparing a $170 Android phone from Motorola to a $600 or $800 phone from Samsung and giving a favorable nod to the cheaper Motorola. Here, I'm spending 15 minutes in a video with 500,000 views going over why I love my cheap phone. Not sponsored, just truth. Motorola and Lenovo pay me nothing to do this video. I'm simply evangelizing a product that I believe in. And here, I throw the product at the wall over and over and over again to show you just how much work it takes to break that product. This is such a high quality product, and it is so cheap that I could literally smash it against the wall over and over again, and it doesn't break until I throw it as hard as I can. I spent over 10 years evangelizing this brand of products, and I have to completely swallow my pride and completely swallow any dignity that I have because I made these recommendations that I have to live with that people most likely use to buy your piece of shit products today. Recently, Lenovo wanted to say that you shouldn't buy used devices. You should be scared of buying used devices because, oh my God, you're going to get ripped off. They don't have a good warranty. You may get spyware on your system when this is the fucking company that was caught installing spyware on everybody's system. And now, you actually want to take away, you want to make it illegal for me to sell what I own if I unlock it. You want me to not have a warranty because I've reinstalled the operating system on my device. And after I agree to all this bullshit, you are going to tell me, on top of all that, that I have to wait a fucking week before I can install an operating system of my choice. Fuck you. Fuck your company, and fuck your phones. And above all, fuck me for being stupid enough to ever recommend your goddamn company to any one of my subscribers. I am never purchasing a Motorola or Lenovo product again, as long as I live, because you have gone out of your way to treat your customers like pieces of debris. You have gone out of your way to treat them and make sure they understand that you genuinely have no rights. You take their face and you rub it in the dirt. And when you're done doing that, you ask them to lick it as well by telling them that after you take all these fucking conditions, half of which if the FTC had half a fucking spine, wouldn't even be legal, and tell them on top of that, you have to wait a week for no good reason. Like when my parents would tell me, go to your room and stay there for an hour and you think about what you did. You think about what you did when you decided to install Arch Linux on your computer, young man. Not just voiding your warranty, we want you to feel shame. You decided to install Graphene OS or Calyx or Lineage. You go to your room, spend a week, and think about what you did. Fuck you. Fuck your company, fuck your executives, and fuck your products. I hope everybody that watches this channel never buys this shit ever again. You want to say my warranty is void? Whatever. You want to say I gotta wait a week? I'm gonna return this shit.